What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting video for you. If you saw last week's video, you would have seen us at the World of Wheels car show in Calgary, Alberta with this car, the Charger, 3 Impalas including a 3-wheeling lowrider, but also a brand new car for the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take you back in time and we're gonna show you how we built this new car. But don't forget, we're still giving away a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 creator combo to one of our subscribers, one of you guys. All you need to do is just subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. You also got to comment the secret code word, which we're gonna reveal later in this video, in the comment section down below. Once you do those 2 things, you're entered to win. We're gonna reach out to one of you guys as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers and just give you the camera and some driven swag while we're at it too, why not? So watch this video and get entered. What are we doing here, Tim?
We are disassembling the Liberty Walk car. We're changing it, giving it a facelift, and getting it easier so that I'm not leaning on that front bumper as well while we install a boatload of eye candy and big performance mods coming soon.
What are we installing performance-wise?
We have an Extreme Turbo Systems kit, great big snail from Precision Turbochargers. We've also got a CSF intake, liquid cooled billet aluminum, absolute jewelry, 4-inch downpipe, and all the goodies to go with it. This car should make in the neighborhood of 800-900 wheel horsepower when we're done with it. We're gonna need a clutch too. We haven't got that yet. But I thought about it after, because this is a manual car, which is pretty rare for the SUPRA chassis. This is an A91, so it's in the rare color and in the numbered edition. Being a manual car, it was a slight oversight on my side that we're gonna pump all this power into it and try to put it through a stock clutch. We know it's not gonna last, so that's gonna be our next thing. Pull the tranny, put a clutch into it, and go from there.
All right, guys, follow us along with this build, and I'm gonna try my best to stay out of Tim's way.
It's fun, right? It's bougie.
Yeah, you don't drink Starbucks.
I've been hanging out with you guys too long. You know what's nice about plastic cars? No rust. Look at the titanium exhaust.
You seem very depressed.
I am. I don't know. I'm sad. But the SUPRA is sick. Yeah, this thing is awesome. SUPRA equals happy.
Yeah.
We got 2 of them.
We got 2 of them.
Previously, we just had a super filled episode, and now we have 2 Supras, so we have a super filled episode.
Yeah.
Super squared.
Wow.
Any super techs out there, don't judge me.
They're definitely gonna be judging you.
Oh, that's okay. I get judged all the time.
Place it in the comments down below if you're a super tech and you know exactly what Tim is doing wrong.
When am I not doing something wrong? Oh, you know what? You know what they say? Don't let fear and common sense hold you back.
That's right.
And then once we get this ready and it's all good and we know we don't need to move it anymore, ECM comes out and goes to Finland.
ECM is going to Finland?
ECM has to go to Finland.
And it's coming back in time for the show?
3-day turnaround. Just to unlock it so we can get those performance tuned parts. So it's a locked ECM because manufacturers don't like it when we play with cars. This gentleman will unlock it and then we can tune it. So they put gateways into the computers so they don't want us to tune them. And obviously car guys don't like that, so we figure out ways around it.
You go to Finland?
You go to Finland. That guy, he's figured it out. We will then tune it and use ECU tech, ECU tech, however you want to say it, in order to tune the vehicle. From there, they get to change all the parameters and what the car says and thinks and does under boost pressures. Because apparently, we are going to be stuffing in the neighborhood of 40 pounds of boost at this.
Wow.
That's what they tell us.
This thing sure collects a lot of rocks.
made the mistake of taking it around the block with sticky tires, and it turns out all the holes in the Liberty Walk just shoot rocks everywhere. Pro tip, don't drive your sticky tire car in before they pick up all the rocks in Canada.
Is that the air ride suspension kit?
Yeah, that there's the controller. Airlift Performance. It's a pressure only system. We are gonna add the sensors because it just makes the system that much better. So right now it monitors pressure to lift the car, and we'll add electronic sensors. So we have pressure and sensors. The two compressors are their big boy compressors right now for their kits in the Black Series.
Is that a big tank?
That's appropriate for the car. The big thing people forget about when they're doing air systems is I need a great big tank. Well, they run tiny compressors. It's pressure and volume, depending on what you're doing. So if you have a monster tank and low CFM compressors, those tanks are gonna take forever to fill, and then they're gonna deplete pressure quickly because it's such a large reservoir. But by the time you've depleted pressure and turn the compressors back on with their on-off switch, then it takes for a long time. So you don't want too small of a tank, because you do need reservoir. It's a mathematical equation effectively to have appropriate compressor CFM as well as tank size for the system you're running. And that comes into line work. This car's running on 1/4" lines, works for what we need. A lot of the other ones, I like to run 3/8 lines on my stuff, so it just moves a little bit faster. That being said, pressure is equal in all directions. If you have a 1/4" line that's 10 feet long and you have a 3/8 line that's 10 feet long, the 3/8 line is gonna take more air in order to make the same amount of pressure. So it comes down to a lot of figuring, and a lot of people have issues with air ride systems because they don't think about these things. Yes, your Cadillac runs beautiful on air ride. They're not running a lot of pressure. For example, this car right now, because it's the way it's set up, it's running 100 pounds. Not a rough ride, but it's not that Cadillac air ride. So we can change things with how we set the bags and the suspension, with our leverage, how the bags are mounted. In this scenario, we're forced because it's a kit and it replaces coils and things like that. But we can change a lot of things and make cars ride nicer.
So Tim has been working hard into the night to get the Supra stripped down to get ready for the wrap process. I want to show you what it looks like. So as you saw earlier, we do have the bumper off, but now we have the wheels off, we have the side skirts off and the hood side sections. The rear wheels are off and the rear bumper is off. And I think you probably did the other side too. Yes, you did. We wanted to lay it out on the ground so it'd be easy to see where the pieces went back on the car, but also maybe easier for the wrap guys. Take a look at this. It sort of looks like one of those science experiments where you lay out the skeleton on the ground. But again, look at the deep dishness of this wheel. That's pretty sick if you ask me. So I could be wrong, but this looks like all the parts. I mean, there is a part of the wing left on there. Maybe we still need to take that off. I don't know, Tim's crushing it. Check out the titanium exhaust. This car really is gonna be something else when we're done. After Tim puts in the turbo kits and we get this thing all put back together, it's gonna be awesome, and I'm stoked for you guys to see it. I know you've already seen it, but I've not seen it yet, so I'm stoked for all of us to see it. So we're here with Anu and DOS Auto Lab. These are the guys who are wrapping the Supra, and we're gonna give you a quick update on what the guys are up to now and what's up in the next steps.
What's going on, you guys? We've got the car fully disassembled here. The whole Liberty Walk kit is off of the car. We've got the door handles and the window trims and everything off. We're getting prepped to start the wrap, the colored PPF from Project X60. It looks like a beautiful color. So we prepped the car, clay barred it. We're gonna start laying panels pretty soon here, so follow along for that process.
So next up, we have all the parts from Extreme Turbo Systems and CSF Raceworks laid out. I couldn't wait, I had to take it out of the box, but I got nowhere to put them because all the stock parts are still on the motor of the MK5 Supra. So why don't you come along with me? We're gonna take out the parts, take a look at the difference of this awesome performance stuff, talk a bit about it, and then put all this stuff back in the car. It was super cool to actually get to go to Extreme Turbo Systems. They gave me a tour of the facility. It's top secret, locked down. We have no footage for there, but the guys were super nice. I got to actually see them TIG welding this manifold on their jig with the turbo on there. And that's really when I actually got to see the CSF Raceworks intake that they have ordered in custom for us. And they actually built this kit around this intake. And they even went as far as to overnight ship it for us on our deadline. From the time when we picked up this car to when I picked up this built intake ready to go from them was less than 3 days. Super cool situation. They knew I was passing through town. I might have bumped a few people in line, but they love what we're doing. They love the car and they wanted to get this content to you guys.
So Tim, are you saying it was overnight parts from Japan?
Where are these guys? Actually, we should check. This was definitely overnight parts. Absolutely. The rest of it was hand built pretty quickly. I know the welder that was there, he stayed late on Friday for us, and he was there first thing Monday morning when I got there at opening, and he was hammering the welds away. It was still warm, and they were so freshly made. Usually they would have powder coated this piece, but I was in such a rush to get back home to get onto this project. I said, you know what, we're gonna paint it, or we're gonna wrap or powder or something, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll polish it right up. Now that all the stock parts are out, it's time for the fun parts. First thing, let's take a look at the intake. It's the first part we pulled out, and going from this big hunk of plastic to this beautiful artwork, let's call it. Big differences are going to be, our intake sizes is the same because we are going to be using the stock throttle body for now. It's what this kit was built around. This is a water-cooled intake, but it's nothing like what you're going to see in there. The water cooling is a much better option. You're seeing it on a lot of modern cars, even on diesels. Air to air is not the way to go, or it's just being phased out with better stuff. So if you take a look at this, hand built, look at the amount of cooling that's in there, the size of those ports. Now you can't really change the size too much as it's built into the motor. But just in general, the volumetrics, the size of this intercooler, we have much more surface area to cool that intake air down. Cold air is dense. The denser the air, the more we're getting into the motor, the more fuel we need, the more power we make. Engines are just air pumps that burn fuel. This kit also comes with new fuel rails and the appropriate parts to adapt it to the car. Very excited to get that on the car. Post turbo, we have a great big downpipe. This is a 4-inch downpipe. Now, if I'm going back on some of my diesel knowledge of racing and some of the opportunities I've had in the past there, 4-inch is good for 1,000 horse. Well, this kit, we're gonna bump this car from, I think the internet said 360, 380, which is probably engine horse, not wheel horse. And we're gonna pump this thing upwards of 800-900 wheel horsepower. So we're gonna triple it with these components. With that, we need airflow. No more restricted catalytic converter. Get that out of here. Don't tell anybody in California, but we're not there, so it doesn't matter. And we're gonna run, we have provisions for our O2 sensors as well as additional monitoring, but we have airflow. That's our biggest thing. Air in, air out is horsepower. As we come across the table, we've got our new intake pipe. That'll go across on the motor. We've got our precision wastegates. Now this manifold is hand-built high flow. It's split into two sides. Cylinders 1, 2, and 3 come out the front with their own wastegate. That way. 4, 5, and 6 have their own wastegate. This is a true split manifold. On the intake side, you're gonna see the Precision Turbo's blow-off valve, which is just gonna save our valves and stop that turbo surge. As much as I like turbo surge, it's not good for the turbo. And the biggest eye candy of it all is the turbocharger. As you can see, this is a stock turbo and manifold system. It is one piece. It's not serviceable. The exhaust housing is physically cast. But if you look at the intake size, just look at the difference. These two turbos. Output is much bigger for flow, and our housing is designed to spool better and faster. You can see there's a couple blades there. Not only do we have additional surface area, but we have larger intake as well. And then if we look into the exhaust sides of everything, that's what actually spins it. Turbos can be considered free horsepower. They're using exhaust gas that is already leaving the engine to spool a turbine wheel, which in turn spools an inducer wheel and forces boost into the engine. Don't really know what stock boost numbers are. We will find that for you, but we're told we're gonna be pushing 38 to 40 pounds out of this new turbo, which is gonna need a lot of fuel to make a lot of power. So one thing I noticed when I took the intake out of this car is the turbo was mounted really, really low. I call this a top mount turbo system. So as you can see, when this one's in the car, exhaust manifold, turbo's nice and low, nothing wrong with that, serves its purpose. This new manifold is actually gonna mount that turbo up top. So we're gonna see it, it's gonna be presented under the engine when we pop the hood, and it's really gonna show off some of the stuff that we have done to this car. One thing with a lot of aftermarket turbo kits is they go to external wastegates. Now that would imply that there's an internal wastegate. Not everybody has a great understanding of them. It's all wizardry and we're just putting cool parts on. So we have an opportunity to show you internal versus external wastegates. This stock SUPRA housing has an internal wastegate right here. You can see it opens up. For the wastegate to actuate when you come off of throttle, what it allows to do is it allows drive pressure between the turbocharger and the engine to bypass the turbo and slow down the wheel. This wheel's turning through mechanical connection. The front wheel, the inducer wheel, is turning as well, stuffing air into that engine, and you don't always want that. So internally, it'll bypass, keep it nice and quiet into the exhaust system, takes care of it in a normal stock situation. We're putting two on this car and they are external. So as you can see here, we have one port here and one port here. These are gonna vent to atmosphere. They're not gonna go into the exhaust anymore. They're gonna be a lot louder and just, and generally, it's awesome. So what ends up happening is the wastegate, still exact same concept. In here is between the engine and the turbocharger. Turbocharger sits here and the wheel gets driven. When we want to slow the turbo down, we will allow air to bypass the turbocharger and vent to atmosphere. It'll then slow down the compressor wheel and slows down the turbocharger, limits boost. Above and beyond that, we run blow-off valves. Blow-off valves vent any pressure that is in the intake between the turbocharger and the intake valves. So it's gonna go into the intake system here, clamp on there, and when you let off the throttle and you no longer want that boost anymore, it's gonna vent it. The valves are saved and you don't have that rush of air come back and hit the turbo and get what's called a turbo surge and that noise that you hear. We all do love that noise, however, it is hard on things. And how hard we're gonna be pushing this system, we need these protection devices. Look at the little tiny drag wheel. It's like the size of a toonie. Let's look at this one. As Tim Allen would say. Think I got everything there, but Graham, you think I'm missing anything? You got any questions?
I don't think I have any questions, but I'm sure you guys do. So if you have any questions about any of these parts at all, let us know in the comments down below. We would love to help you out and answer any questions that you guys have and help you with your build. So yeah, drop in the comments down below.
Or they might even just give us ideas for the next build.
They could do that too, yeah. Yo, Tim, what's our secret code word for this video?
Ooh, secret code word for this video. Let's go with precision. So the guys from DOS Auto Lab have gotten the base color on the car. Now, my job is to get some of the pieces on so they can get the final decaling and delivery onto the side, and keep moving, get this car done.
So the build process is coming along really good. The wrap is getting close to being done, and we're about to put the decals on. Decals, whatever. I wanted to take this moment to introduce you guys to Travis. He's the one who designed the livery, and he's gonna say a few words about what he does and how he got to this kind of design.
Hey, I'm Travis with Project X60. I designed the livery and provided the colored PPF for this SUPRA build. The objective was to try to take the iconic livery from the first Fast and Furious SUPRA and take it and bring it into 2025, kind of bring a bit of a Project X60 spin on it, but also the best way to put it would be if the movie was made today, what would the car look like today? So it's wide body, it's got big wide wheels, it's gonna have a turbocharger, and it's gonna have more of a minimalist look and colored PPF.
All right, it's time to get the decals on this car. Check it out. So if you haven't already, go back and watch last week's video where we reveal this Supra in all of its glory, and you get to see the other cars at the show too. But for this video, right now, you've waited long enough, let's reveal the car. In the coming weeks, we're gonna have this thing out on the road once the rocks get cleared up a little bit, so make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss that. And that's gonna do it for this week's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
It's 10 mil story in the world. So we're cleaning our house, we moved the oven out, and as we're getting under there for the 5-year clean, if you will. It was a little longer than it should have been. Kaylee found a 1/4-inch drive universal 10 mil under my oven. It's on the other side of the house from the garage. Yeah.
So at like the tool shop, do they just have like bags of 10 mils that you can buy?
Actually, you can, yeah. Yeah, you buy, it's called a 10 mil pack. It's got 1/4-inch, 3/8, shorts, mediums, longs, universals. Yeah, you actually can buy a 10 mil extension. It's a weird running joke, but it's a very true thing.
Yeah.
Because now I got to pull the whole plastic off to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's disconnect the battery.